Here's my idea for making tanks super powerful, but nobody likes the experience of healer dies on a boss fight, so then the DPS die, and then you're sitting in the dungeon for 10 more minutes while the single-handedly blood DK or Pally kills the boss by himself. That's boring, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in PvP, we have dampening, right? In PvP, when the gates open, dampening's already at like 50% or something, right? So your healing is less right from the gate. So what if they implemented a mechanic where once you get into combat, there was a dampening system that ramped up over a certain period of time, right? So you can't do these super long string pulls where you're like just constantly chain pulling everything because you're going to have that debuff. And maybe you don't need to have, like, maybe it only needs a second to be off before the debuff goes back to 0. But if the healer dies and the 3 DPS die, the tank can only really maybe survive for like a minute and a half, right? He could still be powerful if he's getting external heals and stuff, but he can't solo survive for 10 minutes on a boss fight, which is absolutely ridiculous. Wild take, something, just throw it out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's very wild, but maybe the dampening is not like... I see where you're going. It's probably not the best example to implement in PvE, but yeah, something like that. Something that will basically make everybody play good, and you need all 5 people to be alive. Whatever mechanic they implement, right? Just all 5 people to be alive at some point, and yeah, I think that's gonna make it so that you can still have the tanks being powerful, but they will not be able to solo everything, right? I think that's the main
What
problem.
about an aura? For every person that's dead, the boss gets an aura buff.
Yeah.
You resurrect it, the buff goes
No,
away.
maybe in Mythic Plus, and that's definitely something that needs to be separated from Mythic Plus and Raid. But in Mythic Plus, if all 4 of your, because you're the tank, if all 4 of your teammates are alive, you get like, let's say, I don't know, 15% damage reduction for each one of them. And if one of them dies, you lose those 15%, right? If all 4 of them die, you're now taking, let's say, 100% increased damage or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice to have, and of course that should not apply to Raid.
No, for keep.
Yeah,
And it wouldn't have to be right away. It could maybe be a 5-second buffer, so you get to res, so the tank doesn't get killed one shot. Because,
it could be like a debuff or something. Yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense. Yeah.